So basically, I went from a £25,000 salary to a hike of £50,000. So right now I am at roughly about £75,000 salary. I would 100% recommend you to any colleague, any friend, anyone. I think I'm going to start tagging you in any LinkedIn post that I see where people are struggling. When I started my career, I was working with Halliburton in the UK. After that, I was working with China Oilfield Services in China. I was working with a few companies in India. And then I took a break of about 3 years. I wouldn't call it a break. It was more of, doing something on my own, running an NGO. 3 years of break that I took had, somewhere caused me to feel that I wasn't ready to go back into the market, into the corporate market. And somewhere I thought that was a limiting factor instead of a strength that I could portray. And I think I found you at the right time, to be very honest, because when I was starting to have these thoughts of going back and not believing in myself, that's where I found you through the power of LinkedIn. And that was, I think, one of the best things that happened to me earlier in January this year. So prior to working with you, Richa, I was actually making all these, random job applications, like tailoring the CV as per what I thought would be the right thing, and applying, and not getting any replies, and not understanding why I wasn't getting replies. But I remember speaking to you for the first time, and with the very conviction that you said to me that I'm sure that that 3 years break is not really a big problem.
Okay.
I was really glad to hear somebody, or hear rather you call it a strength, and everything that I could talk about of all the experience that I'd gained in the last 3 years, and not treat it as a weakness, but treat it more as a strength. And I could say that, that confidence which you had in me, despite of that break that I had on my CV, it made me feel that somewhere, I should work with you to better my career for the coming few years. One, a complete mindset shift in me of, going from, I wouldn't say underconfident, but not completely confident in myself, to getting my self confidence back, to realizing that I can do this, I've done this before, and I can do this again. Two, I would say the power to ask questions, very honestly. Because I used to always feel that in interviews, it's best if you don't ask questions, or even when you don't hear back from employers, it's okay to just let it be and feel ghosted. But I would say you changed my mindset on that as well, that you need to ask what's the worst that could happen. And three was to negotiate my salary very, very confidently. I was okay at one point to accept graduate level pays, because I felt, right, I've been away from technical field for a couple of years. It's okay if somebody just wants to hand me, the graduate level salaries, which go at around, I would say, 25, 26,000 pounds, to something that I deserved of around. And it was those intense conversations during the group sessions, or even when we had our one-to-one 40-minute session. It was during that time when you reinstated the fact into me that, as an employer, they're not doing a favor on you by handing you whatever they feel appropriate. You need to quote your price, because until and unless you benchmark your own price, it's not going to happen. So those conversations, that reaffirmation, or that, you know, that confidence building in me came through those interactions during the sessions. So basically, I went from a £25,000 salary to a hike of £50,000. So right now I am at roughly about £75,000 salary. I would say the best part of the program was the group sessions, to be very honest, because when this sounds very wrong to say, but when you see other people in your situation, you kind of stop pitying yourself because you know that there is somebody else as well fighting a similar battle. And I think that kind of makes you feel a little more confident that if they can do it, you can do it too. And I think that was the best point because everybody was so supportive. Everybody stayed in touch and, helped each other with feedbacks, and not just with you as giving feedbacks, but also the combined experience of the group really counts. So I think I was really happy with the program in that way. I would 100% recommend you to any colleague, any friend, anyone. I think I'm going to start tagging you in any LinkedIn post that I see where people are struggling. But very honestly, why I would do that is because there are coaches and then there are people who are really good coaches, right? So I see you as somebody who is a very good coach, and not just in that sense, but in the sense that you're truly empathetic, you truly understand a person's situation, and there is no judgment which is being passed. It's okay to be myself. It's okay to sometimes, get the leeway of you might be busy, life might catch up, but still there's somebody who's going to support you, who's going to call you out, who's going to be there for you, right? And I think that is more important in a coach and a mentee's relationship, very honestly. And I absolutely love that. And I would definitely recommend it 1,000 times over.